Our top story, Democrats are crying foul and Republicans get escorted out of the state capitol after the budget repair bill passes the state assembly.
News 3 political reporter Jessica Arp was there.
A truly incredible night at the state capitol as the budget repair bill passes the state assembly and chaos engulfs the floor.
Having been read 3 times, shall the bill be passed? All in favor will vote aye. All opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the roll.
The tension had been building on the assembly floor all night as Democrats continued to debate and challenge procedural votes, which Republicans forced through as they said they'd had enough.
This is what corruption looks like. This is just terrible. Now look, you have the right to make whatever motion you want. But people have to be recognized, Mr. Speaker. That's your job.
It astounds me that some continue to try to say that we have stifled debate, that we are trampling democracy. My grandmother had a word for that, poppycock.
And if you really want to have a vote, have the process. Let us debate the bill.
We're going to do something that I think people want us to do. We're going to come to Madison and vote and do what we said we were going to do. Is it easy? No.
After Democrats took turns making their case on final passage, Republicans quickly came to the floor and this stunning scene took over.
Having been read 3 times, shall the bill be passed? All in favor will vote aye. All opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the roll. The clerk will close the roll. There are 51 ayes, 17 nays. The bill is passed. Gentlemen for the 69th. All in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. The ayes have it. The bill is in the Senate. The Assembly is adjourned.
He shut down debate even before they made that motion. That was wrong, and it was illegal.
Even if they felt that we were saying things too many times, we have that right. We all have that right as members in this body, and what they have done was absolutely contrary to our democracy.
The Democrats are saying this is just crying foul over this, saying this is completely removing their rights.
We debated this for how many hours? I mean, when's enough?
I think 50 years from now, when people look back at this, all of those legislators that tried to take away rights, they're going to look at this with shame. And they're going to say, I don't want people to know I was part of that.
Republicans left the building with security as hundreds still fill the hallways in the rotunda here, all now waiting to see what happens in the Senate, where the bill will go next. At the Capitol, Jessica Arp, WISC News 3.
Now, because the vote only took a matter of seconds, 28 members did not even get to vote. Most of them were Democrats. 4 Republicans voted against the bill.
So Madison teachers could soon be facing layoffs. The school board will meet today in closed session at 7 a.m. to discuss the possibility of giving out preliminary layoff notices to teachers. The move comes after the Wisconsin Association of School Boards has told districts to decide on cuts by Monday because of the uncertainty of the budget repair bill and the full budget.
More controversy is coming from that prank call involving Governor Walker released on Wednesday. Madison Police Chief Noble Ray says he needs an explanation about this comment from the governor.
What we were thinking about the crowds was planting some troublemakers.
You know, the only problem with because we thought about that.
And that was Governor Walker thinking he was speaking to billionaire David Koch, alluding to the fact that his administration considered putting troublemakers into the crowd of protesters over the last week. Chief Noble Ray deeply concerned about the remarks.
Because it was a public safety at risk. It was based upon what was saying, it was suggesting to cause disorderly behavior that could have led to unrest. troublemakers into.
Chief Ray says he wants more of an explanation of what the governor meant and if indeed the governor was serious about sending troublemakers into the peaceful crowd. The Wisconsin Government Accountability Board had no comment on the issue. In a statement, the nonpartisan government watchdog group says it has received many inquiries to investigate possible ethics violations and will investigate where there is a reasonable basis to do so. Well, we have learned the Madison Police Department, along with other local law enforcement offices, will be reimbursed for all their hours spent securing the Capitol.
Some law enforcement agencies have logged more than 1,000 hours in overtime since the protest began last week. It is not clear how many agencies are helping watch over the Capitol or where the money to pay officers will come from. Support for union workers is spreading. Nearly 20 rallies were held throughout the state yesterday. In Rock County, a couple of hundred union workers rallied at Rotary Park in Beloit. Platteville protesters are also pushing to keep collective bargaining. The AFL-CIO also hosted rallies in Milwaukee and Green Bay.
Labor groups throughout Pennsylvania also held rallies to show solidarity with Wisconsin union workers. The protesters joined workers who are rallying nationwide, concerned that Wisconsin could be the domino that causes unions to fall across the country. Rally organizers say they're determined to prevent Governor Walker from stripping Wisconsin's public employee unions of their bargaining rights.
It's not going to happen. They're not going to get away with it. And we're going to stand, we're going to fight, and we're not going to give up. And this is just the beginning.
Budget negotiations are ahead for Pennsylvania unions, and workers are urging lawmakers to spread the sacrifices around equally.
Well, with Governor Walker's budget repair bill comes a lot of confusion.
On this week's For the Record, our editorial director, Neil Heinen, will break down some of the issues with the Wisconsin Taxpayers Alliance and a UW political science professor. Neil and his panel will be answering questions submitted by you. If you have a question regarding this bill, just email your question to tips@channel3000.com. You can see For the Record this Sunday at 10 a.m. right here on WISC TV.